Looks like we have another Glenn Campbell record coming up here. This is the Glenn Campbell Good Time album, is what it says. Stereo, it is number SW493. It is a Capitol record. I know I haven't actually been saying the years on most of these. I mean, it's pretty easy to date based upon like who they are, I think, in a lot of cases. So, this is the record here. Plus, you can't necessarily read it or find it easily on all of these anyway. This one's one of the ones you can't find it very easily on. This record still has an inner sleeve. I know I haven't been mentioning about the inner sleeves, which ones have inner sleeves and don't. I haven't been paying, I guess, close enough attention to say necessarily. I wanted to say more than half do have inner sleeves as well as outer sleeves. That's why they're in such good shape. It's not just because they were restored well, it's also because, you know, the insides were protected even if the outsides weren't perfectly protected. This is a religious record. This was in my mother's collection. I mean, my mother isn't, I'm not going to speak for her religiously, I guess, but this is a Christian album. So obviously it's not mine. This is the Mom and Dad's Whispering Hope. It is put out by GNP Crescendo Records. It is GMPS 2108. This is the front. That's the back. So obviously, as soon as I looked at it, I knew immediately. This is from 1977. I knew that she had like a group called that. I just didn't I just didn't realize that it was a religious record. Although honestly, even though I didn't realize that was in there, I honestly think there's probably no more Christian records in there. That's probably the only one. By the way, I don't have a problem with that. It's just not mine. This is Bill Anderson. And nope, I'm just checking the surface real quick to see if it had been marked. There might be a few in here, a few sleeves in here that, other than having initials or names on them, could actually be drawn on or something, like a mustache on a person's face or something like that. I haven't seen any yet, but I seem to recall that there's probably a couple in here that are like that. Might have gotten hold of either by my mother's little sisters when they were little, or possibly me when I was little. So, because my mother has a couple of much younger sisters, so easily could have been. Which is one of the reasons why my singles collection is spread out, because some of the singles belong to her, and some of them belong to her much youngest sister. So, this is the front of this. So this person, to me, yeah, looks like a vocalist, like a regular sort of teen idol type vocalist. My mother's collection, like I said, has a lot of that type of stuff. This is a Decca record. Stereo DL75 142. And it's got a couple of small scratches on one side. The other side appears to be excellent. And like most of the records in the collection, it does need a dusting. Let's see. Starting to get into some of the maybe more recognizable artists and some of my childhood records here. Jim Reeves. This is someone that I recognize because of my father's, or both of my parents' sort of kind of country-ish kind of background. There's 2 records in here. Let me see if they both belong. Interesting. Alright. The record sleeve is labeled Jim Reeves, Best of Jim Reeves Volume 2. When I opened it, there were 2 records inside and no inner sleeve. Pardon me. There were 2 records inside and 1 inner sleeve for the record that actually belongs in here. That's the one that was in the sleeve. That one has a pretty nasty scuff mark on one side. Probably makes that last song pretty scratchy sounding. I don't think it skips, but scratchy sounding. The other record that's in here is actually the Best of Jim Reeves Volume 1. So I don't know if I'll find the sleeve for that as we progress or not. I literally have not gone through these records at all until right now. So I'm seeing these the first time as well. Like I said, first time in over a decade for most of these records. This is an RCA record, a stereo LSP 3482E. And it's the front. So Jim Reeves is a vocalist that I heard a lot in my childhood, and had, you know, a lot of albums. So Volume 1's record is in there as well. If I do not locate the cover for it, then to make a note, that record is actually in better shape than Volume 2. It's got no major scratches on either side. I'm going to take it out and put it on the side with a couple other oddities that I found that don't have covers yet. Our next album is the first of at least 2 Charley Pride albums. Charley Pride was also a vocalist who was popular in country vocals and stuff like that, which is why I know who he is and remember a lot of his music. There are 2 records in here. One of these records is not part of that, and I don't think I even have a sleeve for that. I'll find out later. Alright, this is the record that belongs in here. I keep forgetting. I actually do have to check. I think I might have a record or 2 in here that are warped as well, which means they would be pretty much unplayable. I know I have a single or 2 that's warped, unless I've already thrown them away. Alright, so this is Charley Pride Sings Heart Songs. So this is... the songs are on here, like some of my favorite songs that I heard, that I used to listen to from him, like Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. And the record for this one is in good shape. There's another Charley Pride album right here. This is the Best of Charley Pride. This is RCA Victor, LSP 4223. This is a stereo record. So we have the front of that. So this is your standard best of. So this probably, you know, songs that no, I have to admit, I do actually know more of the songs on the Love Song one than I do on this one. The record on this one has one kind of surface scratch on one side, and the other side is alright. Like I said, most of these do need a dusting or a cleaning. Basically, all of them need some level of cleaning, and the amount of cleaning they need is anywhere from a surface dusting and a slight removal of kind of stuck particles down to a sort of possible special cleaner for fingerprints.